Hello, children. You are welcome to the digital classes of Christ Church Convent Higher Secondary School, Gatawara. I am Amit Toshniwal, your English teacher. This video is for class 10th. Subject is English. Lesson number 11, Mending Wall, Part 1. This poem is composed by Robert Frost. He wrote number of poems and he was the winner of Pulitzer Prize for Literature. In first paragraph you will find a brief biography of the poet, and second stanza, what about the poem is it is depicted. So it is a dramatic monologue in which the poet expresses his views towards the wall separating his plot from his neighbor's plot. The poet is not in favor of erecting the wall, but his neighbor, being a traditionalist, is of the idea that good fences make good neighbors. Hence, wall is needed to be raised. So, poem starts with how the wall was spoiled, it was destroyed. Poet says that there is something in nature that dislikes a wall, and it sends invisible waves under the wall. As a result, the upper stones on the wall fall down, and it causes big gaps in the wall. The work of hunters is another thing. It means the hunters also throw down the entire wall. Why do they do so? So, in next line, you will find the answer for this. They do it to get rabbits out of the hiding places under the wall. It means when wall is broken, there are some gaps where the rabbits find a suitable place to hide from wild animals. The dogs tell them where the rabbit is hiding. Wild dogs with hunters, so they investigate and they find where the rabbits are hiding, and dogs tell the hunters where the rabbits are. The wall has to be repaired in spring. In springtime it has to be repaired, and that is why the poet informs his neighbor who lives on the other side of the hill. Both of them jointly reset the line of the wall. Each one of them picks up the flat and round stones with great difficulty. So they are doing that work simultaneously at the same time. They balance one stone above the other, and it's a very difficult task because the stones are not all of the same size. Some of them are round in shape, some of them are flattened, and when they are kept on one another, so they imbalance and again they fall down on the ground. So it's a difficult task for them to make the balance of stones on the walls. Stones keep falling down again and again. Why? Because they are irregular in shape, and their fingers perform a rough job. They are lifting those stones and pebbles again and again, due to which their fingers, so they are turned rough. Fingers are turned rough. So what he thinks, the poet thinks that they are just like two players and playing an outdoor game. It's a kind of outdoor game. So poet thinks that there is no need raising a wall. He is having an apple orchard and his neighbor is having trees of pines. So he says his neighbor that my apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his neighbor's pine trees. However, the neighbor says good fences make good neighbors. The poet doesn't agree with his neighbor's views. Through high-hearted talk, he desires to put one idea in his neighbor's head. And what is the idea? There were no cows to wander into the neighbor's field and destroy the crop. So where is the need to raise a wall? Moreover, he would like to know what it was that he was walling in and walling out. Why? Whom he would give offense in case there was no wall. So again he repeats, there is something in nature that wants the wall pulled down. He is not certain who or what it could be. So sometimes means he gets a notion that they might be elves, fairies, but it could not certainly elves. But the neighbor is not listening him. He is busy in collecting stones. He puts a deaf ear to words of poet. He is bringing a stone, and the poet wishes that, like him, his neighbor also should not be in favor of raising the wall and mending it every year. So poet advises that his neighbor is moving both in outward darkness and inward darkness. And inward darkness means narrow-minded, and outward darkness is the darkness due to woods and shades of trees. So he thinks that his neighbor is still savages. He behaves like a savage, jungly hai in his ways, and he is sticking to his ancestral and traditional views. He is thinking about the sayings what his father said to him. And what is the saying of his father? It is good fences make good neighbors. So this is the explanation of this poem. Thank you.